Look at where a shoe lives. Its function is to serve as a physical barrier between the human body and the filth of the earth. Every single time it impacts the ground, it is designed to absorb all the grime we actively want to avoid. Yet our language treats this protective tool like a sentient aggressor. We complain that a new shoe bites us, personifying it as a hostile animal. When we scold someone, we tell them they are going to eat shoes, turning a piece of clothing into a weapon of humiliation. This reaches its peak in public shaming. In many cultures, the ultimate way to mark a fool or a criminal is to place a physical garland of shoes around their neck, forcing them to carry the weight of the gutter. It's a strange contradiction. Why has an object meant only to shield us from dirt become our primary vocabulary for degradation and punishment? We don't just use shoes for insults, we assign them human life. We say a shoe speaks when the leather squeaks. In some traditions, we even treat it as a medical tool, pressing a shoe to the nose of someone having a seizure in an attempt to revive them through its sharp scent. We even grant them a sense of origin and identity. In popular culture, a shoe can be Japanese or Italian, possessing a distinct citizenship that stays with it regardless of where it travels. We even talk about them as companions. When we describe someone as a friend of shoes, we are projecting the concept of human loyalty onto a pair of soles. The shoe exists in a state of constant friction. It is physically disrespected every time it hits the pavement, yet it is deeply embedded in our medicine, our music, and our identity. This status isn't fixed in the mud. During traditional weddings, shoes become a high-stakes preset. In the ritual of Juta Chupai, the groom's footwear is kidnapped by his sisters-in-law and held for a cash ransom. For a few hours, a pair of shoes is the most valuable thing in the room. But we take it further. For the world's elite athletes and actors, the shoe is stripped of its leather and cast in solid gold to mark the absolute peak of professional achievement. This is the Golden Boot, the prize for the top scorer in global football. No longer a tool for dirt, it's a heavy, shining idol. It raises a question. When we hand over this trophy, are we honoring the human, or have we decided that the shoe is the ultimate symbol of that human's worth? The value of the object is entirely dependent on its environment. It can be a cheap ransom at a wedding or a golden icon of global sport, depending solely on the arena it sits in. The highest elevation of footwear doesn't come from gold, but from history. In the Ramayana, when Lord Rama was exiled to the forest, the throne of the kingdom was left empty. His brother Bharata refused to take Rama's place. Instead, he took Rama's wooden slippers, the kadao, and placed them on the throne. He ruled the empire in the name of those slippers for 14 years. These are simple, functional objects. They are made of carved wood, meant to protect the feet from the dust of the path. Yet, because of who they belong to, these wooden blocks became the undisputed sovereign of a massive kingdom. An object built for the ground was worshipped as the highest authority in the land. The physical material stayed the same, but the context changed. It proves that even the most humble object can reach the level of the divine if its association is powerful enough. This is the principle of sangati, or association. A shoe's level of respect is determined entirely by whose foot it is paired with. This diagram illustrates the shift. A baseline object has little prestige, but linked to a symbol of power, its perceived value spikes. The object hasn't changed, only its connection. Our social standing moves similarly. A person's influence frequently reflects the company they keep. The shoe's journey from the mud to the throne is a mirror for our own potential. It suggests that where we start is less important than who we choose to walk with. There is one final lesson in the way shoes move. They move in unison, a pair that is rarely, if ever, broken. They are designed for a life of shared effort. They walk together and they stop together. If one shoe is lost or destroyed, the other immediately loses its function. Without its partner, the remaining shoe becomes a useless scrap of leather. We can apply that same logic to our own lives. It is a reminder to stand by our friends and family with that same level of consistency, moving through every obstacle in tandem. So the next time you tie your laces, look at the pair. It's a simple daily prompt to choose your company wisely and to stay loyal to the people who walk beside you.